Alright, hello everyone and welcome to WWE Discussion. I'm your host and WWE enthusiast, Dougie Doug. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing a very special event from NXT, and that is the 2023 edition of the Great American Bash. And this was a solid lineup NXT had set up for the night, stacked with talent and potential and ready to deliver a show that would do the NXT brand proud, and also get the summer party for WWE started early. We got SummerSlam coming up this weekend, which is the biggest party of the summer, but that doesn't mean that it's the only party of the summer. And with that, we're going to get right into the action, starting with the NXT Championship match, Gallus versus the Family. So give credit to Gallus here. They had a good run with the titles, but it is time. The Family has gold. Tony D'Angelo finally has gold. And the match was good fun. There might not have been anything nobody did anything unbelievable, but over the course of 9 minutes, these men kept the speed of the action high. Joe Coffey got involved in timely ways that never distracted from the action or felt excessive. Gallus had a good run with the tag titles, as I said, but it was time to move on. The Family has come together as a tag team. They had a good story, they had momentum, and also the crowd behind them as well. After 2 months without the Dawn in the wrestling ring, there just needed to be a payoff for this story, and this was that payoff, him winning some gold here. When NXT 2.0 started, there were 4 men billed as the future of the company: Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, who both got their NXT title runs; Grayson Waller, who unfortunately never did get an NXT title run, but he's in a pretty good spot on SmackDown. And Tony D'Angelo was the other one, and now he finally has that gold. So pretty solid start to the night. Then you have the Weapons Wild match, Roxanne Perez versus Blair Davenport, and round 1, better than round 1. Round 1 for these two. Stronger pace, more memorable action. And in this match, the right woman won over the hometown girl. Roxanne Perez from, I can't remember where in Texas, but she is from Texas, so hometown girl gets the win here. And also, this is what the project needed to get back on track. She got to show that she can compete not only at a high level, but with a degree of toughness not previously seen. And with this win, it could put her back into title contention. The next premium live event, however, isn't until September, and that is No Mercy. So if this is the start of Roxanne Perez's return to the championship scene, there certainly is quite a bit of time to kill until then. Use this as a start and keep building her up from there. And maybe if you do decide to do the match at No Mercy, Perez versus Stratton, maybe Perez wins this time around and gets the title reign, and gets to have the title reign that she should have gotten the first time around. NXT North American Championship triple threat match, and before losing this title, Wesley was putting on a clinic at every premium live event, and he did it again. This was a great triple threat match that was above the field or matches that preceded it. Give credit to Dominic Mysterio here. He put on his best performance to date in the ring, and it certainly helps when you're working with guys like Lee and Ali, who were clearly motivated and competing at their absolute best. When you think about Wesley and what he's done with the NXT North American Championship, he carried that scene for a long time, and 2023 has been a career year for him. But keeping the title on Mysterio will continue to draw eyes to NXT, keep people talking about NXT. And unfortunately, Mustafa Ali, another title opportunity, another missed title opportunity, but he still has a chance to be an even bigger star coming out of this, especially since he's a free agent, so he can work all 3 brands. It's just a matter of what his direction is from here. And speaking of direction, we know what direction Mysterio is going next, and that's facing off against Dragon Lee. Potentially there was an interaction between the two backstage, and that was done for a reason. So Mysterio versus Dragon Lee for the NXT North American title should be a good one. And then the show concludes with the NXT Championship match, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. And while Melo has always been good, he has not quite reached that great level until this match. His previous matches have been lacking a top gear of sorts, but the final 3 minutes of this match certainly hit that proverbial top gear. This was an incredible effort from both men. Either man could have won this match and have earned the title victory, but clearly NXT has more that they want to do with the champion, and the finish, you could say it was somewhat dubious, the way it played out, and if NXT wanted to, they could certainly stretch it to have a rematch between the two. And if there is a rematch, it probably would be better than this one. Granted, I don't know how you would top this first match, but I see no reason why it wouldn't be any better. And hopefully, Melo has more physical matches like this, so he can further challenge himself and raise his game to that top level. And if he does, when that time comes for him to join the main roster, he might just be a champion on that roster. So, as you can see here, this was Melo's greatest title defense so far. He's had a pretty memorable run, and this was certainly his best match. So, in conclusion, this was a solid event from NXT. Certainly elevated. Alright, so back at the pause of the recording, kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know where I left off, so should be interesting while listening back to this in post. But yeah, solid night or solid event from NXT, elevated by an unforgettable main event between Hayes and Dragunov. However, it was a card that delivered more than what was promised coming in. The talent, you can tell they were working hard on this night. Multiple matches were career highlights for the competitors. The North American title match was the second best match on the show. Perez versus Davenport had a nice little mix of hardcore action during a night of workhorse action. Stratton versus Hale for the NXT Women's title, showcasing the future for the women's division. Give Hale credit. She put in a good performance here, but it's not her time yet. And the family winning the NXT Tag Team Championships set the stage for a new look tag team division. Now, if you could say there was one thing missing, it is lasted moments beyond the action, with most titles being retained and a lack of drama with most of those defenses. NXT might want to consider adding more suspense with future title matches. And there was one low light, and that was Gable Stevenson's debut, which probably should not have been on the show. But even with it on there, this was still one of the most solid top-down events for NXT, or a solid event top to bottom from NXT. And I'll give Stevenson the benefit of the doubt. This was not really the best stage for him to debut, and again, give him the benefit of the doubt and hope he improves from here. And with that will conclude this episode of WWE Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.